Oh yeah, the construction's still happening. That's gonna be like 2 months. So, I'm so sorry, okay? Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to be talking about ABCD 2. ABCD 2, or Anybody Can Dance 2, is a 2015 Disney India release about a dance team that's disqualified from winning a competition because they cheated, and them trying to redeem themselves with all original material in a different competition. It's directed by Remo D'Souza, cinematography by Vijay, Kumar, Arora, editing by Manan, Sagar, music by Sachin Sangvi and Jigar Soraria, written by Remo D'Souza, Tushar, Hiranandani, and Mayur, Puri. The film stars Prabhu Deva as Vishnu, Varun, Dhawan as Suresh, and Sharddha, Kapoor as Vinny. The film shot in Mumbai, Bangalore, and Las Vegas. It's got a 58% on Rotten Tomatoes, and Anupama Chopra in India gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars, saying, taking a cue from Hollywood's Step Up series, it packs in a television dance competition, several elaborate dance sequences, a romantic rivalry, and the requisite rich poor divide. The first one, ABCD, had nothing to do with Disney, and the third one also has nothing to do with Disney, so just this one is a Disney movie. The light suits at the opening were really fun. That was a fun play on different things to do. I've seen similar stuff before, obviously. Netflix, so this movie I watched on Netflix. It's available on Netflix to watch. Most of these Disney India releases are on Netflix. I think maybe only one of them I've had to rent or figure out a different way to watch. I think the rest have been on Netflix. This one, the drop in quality that would happen anytime anything like crazy was going on screen. And like, I would blame my internet, but we watched Teen Beach 2 immediately after this, and Teen Beach 2 was crystal clear the entire time. It looked absolutely stunning. I was kind of gagged for some of this stuff. We'll talk about it in that video. But this one, like, when they danced in the water, screen is completely pixelated. I apologize for the pictures. You can't friggin' see anything because the drop in quality that would happen on Netflix, and there's no way to like put like prioritized quality over the stream. Like, I'd rather it load for a while and I'd be able to watch it, you know, and I was like, do I have to rewind and watch it again? Like, what do I have to do? And I did, like, you know, like, the internet was fine. There was nothing wrong with my internet. The connection was fine. Everything was moving incredibly quickly for my internet. So I don't know why the movie kept dipping in quality. Like, I guess the pixels sending, I don't know, but it was like really annoying, and I was like, is it the internet? Because like, I definitely have had internet moments where even the stuff I'm watching on like Disney Plus dips in quality, looks really bad, and I'm like, oh my god, this is really rough. Could we try to get the internet to get back up or whatever? So I thought maybe that's what was happening for this, but everything I did, it wouldn't change it. And so I blame Netflix more than anything for some of the visual opinions I have of this. I would have loved to have seen it at its peak quality. Opening credits were fun, like I've already said. It reminded me of Roadside Romeo's opening, where there's a dance number and all the opening credits, which is fine. I get it. All good things. What is crazy about this movie is there's so many dance sequences, which, like, I get it. It's supposed to be like a dance movie. Of course, you want dance sequences. But there was it was almost too many. This is a 2.5 hour movie. It's 2 hours and 35 minutes. There's barely any story. It's mostly dancing, which, like, is fine, but it's all the same kind of dancing. If we're really gonna, like, make a dance movie 2.5 hours, we could at least, like, change it up a bit. Like, I don't know. I feel like it got kind of like, okay, I've seen them do this, or I've seen them do this. I'm kind of over it. Like, it would be a fun spectacle for maybe an hour, but after once we hit 2 hours, I'm like, okay, like, I don't care about anyone. I don't care about this because you haven't invested enough time in the story. And they're trying to compare it to the Step Up series, which is interesting, which I suppose this would be more in, like, a later section. But it comes to, like, balancing the dancing and the story. First of all, the first Step Up is because it's not really like about dance teams competing, right? The first Step Up is about this girl having to, like, prepare for her like, showcase, right? Like, it's for, like, a huge reason, and she needs a partner, and this guy who, like, dances for fun on the side is really good at dancing, and they, like, incorporate some of his, like, hip-hop-y stuff, right? So, like, the first Step Up has nothing to do with, like, dance team competitions or dance teams in general. It's literally just, like, this girl's trying to put on her showcase, and she's a much more classical dancer than this hip-hop, like, guy who can dance, right? And it focuses way more on the story of them. It's very similar to, like, Save the Last Dance, another dance movie that's very good. You know, where yes, dance is a huge part of the story, but it's not the story, right? Like, does that make sense what I'm saying? It's the people of the story. Then in, like, Step Up 2, there's dance teams, right? Okay? There's, like, rival dance teams are happening, but it's still interesting. It's still a little interesting. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, haven't seen any Step Up after Step 2, but that's not true. I think I saw Step Up 3 in theaters. Did I see Step Up 3 in theaters? I don't know, but the other Step-Ups do get more and more into dance teams, and, like, that's where I could see the inspiration for this one coming from. But if this one is supposed to be inspired by the first Step-Up, boy, did they miss the mark. The first Step-Up is, like, there's a reason it spawned so many sequels. It's a good movie. So the balance between story and dance in the first Step-Up compared to this is insane. This movie, I would venture a guess, I'm not even exaggerating, this is so generous, but maybe a half hour of the 2 hours and 30 minutes is story related. Maybe. That's really generous too, I feel like. I genuinely feel like 2 hours of this 2.5 hour movie is just dance scenes of people dancing, which, like, don't get me wrong, some of the dancing is very good. Like, it's really excellent. My favorite dance sequence is when they perform in Bangalore. Their performance in Bangalore, I was like, okay, now we're talking. And I think it's better than their final performance in Perfect Honesty. That was, like, their redeeming moment where everyone was like, you're cheaters, you're cheaters, you're cheaters. And they're like, please, like, we've tried, although weakly. We're, you know, this is all original material. We're trying to be better. And then they put on this performance, and it's actually very good. But this is also the one that got extremely pixelated. So, like, what do I know? Anyway, the balance, it's boring. It's way too long. And the balance between story and dancing is not good to make this a good movie. There was some really good music in this. That was the kind of fun part of this movie, is that because it's more of like a step-up moment, they got to use what I'm assuming is really popular music in India and not specific music to the film. They did have specific music to the film, obviously, that was written for the film. But there were also other songs that definitely, like, might have been popular music in India, or at least that's how it came off. It could have all been written for the movie, what do I know? But there was one song in particular that I really enjoyed, called Chinar, I think it's called. Very good. And then some of the hip-hop stuff was really good. Like, at the very beginning of the song they were dancing to, is like some lady's going, I wanna see you crash and burn. And it's like, damn, okay, like, we're out of the gate. So, at least some of the music was really entertaining. Starting off, there is a parent death. Suresh's mom is said to have died with, you know, ankle bracelets on about dancing. I don't know. She was a big dancer, I guess. This story is a mess. They introduce the plotline, it's solved 2 seconds later. They introduce the plotline, it's solved 2 seconds later. It is so annoying. And then there's, like, some weak stuff in there, like him and this Suresh and Vinny, definitely supposed to be, like, a romantic moment. And then later, all of a sudden, he's, like, touchy with this other girl, and she's all upset, and they're not even actually in a relationship. So it's just like, and then the whole them cheating thing, like, the reveal of them cheating is like, you cheated, and, like, the whole team seems confused. They're all like, what do you mean we cheated? And they look at Suresh and they're like, did we cheat, or did we cheat? And, like, he doesn't say anything. He doesn't say, like, yeah, you caught me, or no, we didn't cheat. He just blatantly just stands there. And it's like, then I was like, did they cheat? Or did they not cheat? I'm so confused. Did they knowingly cheat? Did someone teach them this and they didn't know that they cheated? Like, what's going on? Is it a bring it on moment where, like, the captain made them all cheat and they didn't realize they were cheating? Like, what is going on? And then, like, they're, like, ostracized for, like, being known as cheaters or whatever. And, like, some of the team leaves, but not all the team leaves. And it's like, did Suresh steal the routine from the Philippine group? If so, why? And, like, I'm so confused. And then it finally, like, a decent chunk of the movie, he's like, fine, we cheated. And it's, like, so thrown away. And it's like, hang on a second. How come he's not dealing with any, like, inner like interpersonal, like, yes, the world is mad at them for cheating and they're being punished by the world for cheating, but like none of his immediate people are like, hey man, that's messed up. Why did you do that? Why did you teach us a routine or come up with a routine for us that is actually someone else's routine? We're good dancers. We could come up with something original. Like, what are you talking about? Not even remotely focused on. He just pleads with this Vishnu guy and is like, please teach us because you're such a good dancer. Please come up with choreo for us. Like, please, please, please. Be our guru, like, whatever. And it takes some serious, like, begging, but he finally agrees to it. And then it's just kind of like, no one is mad at Suresh for cheating. No one is, like, getting severely punished for cheating. Except for, like, in the outside world. And I'm like, well, obviously, what if the outside world in this movie thinks doesn't matter? Why are his friends not being like, yo, what the heck? Why did you cheat? What the heck was that? So thrown by the wayside. Then we have this whole deaf and mute dancer, which is amazing. We love to see it. But he has some medical issue where he's like starts coughing up blood, and that is like so not focused on enough. It does become a big deal, like in their final dance, they fall down the pyramid and can't win because he was like weak and coughing up blood because he didn't have his medicine. Which, by the way, that was a whole racial profiling at the airport moment for them that it's kind of glazed over. Like, she won't let him have the medicine because it's not prescription. And it's like, excuse me? Like, what? That's a whole other side moment. And then, the biggest thing is Vishnu, their, like, guru guy, steals their money and, like, leaves them at the dance competition in Vegas. And we're like, oh man, he's shady, he's doing something with the money. And then he just goes to beg this lady to meet his child. Apparently he's got a child with this woman in Las Vegas. He, like, gets to meet this kid, and then he leaves. And he goes back with the money. So it's like, why did he take the money with him? If he was just, what? It was like unnecessary conflict just to create conflict, instead of like giving us like an actual, like, oh, he's a selfish bee and they have to get the money. So it was like so lazy in the story aspect of it. And I get wanting to make a movie about dancing. Like, dancing is a really cool art form. Obviously, who doesn't love to watch a bunch of really good dancers? And the sequences are so fun. There's some really great dancers going on in this movie. But it just is like, and then the love, like, triangle-ish moment that also gets solved. And then the Olive coming over to Vinny and being like, hey, I didn't know you guys had feelings for each other. I had no clue. I'm so sorry. Like, I hope we're good. And it's like, what are you apologizing for? They weren't together. You had no clue she had feelings for him. Like, you didn't do anything wrong. You were like, oh, he's cute. I kind of like him. I'm going to show interest in him. Like, what the heck? I get wanting to apologize and be like, I had no idea. Like, I hope we're good. Like, I would never, like, if I had known you had feelings for him, I wouldn't have done that. But, like, you didn't know. Anyway, the story is a mess, which makes it atrociously boring and long. The dancing was good. There were a lot of really great dancing moments. I actually, like, one of the Suresh solo moment in that little warehouse, that was very good. That was beautiful. And then their dance in Bangalore, I think, is one of their best. Their opening dance was good. And then a bunch of the other dancers were also good. There was a lot of really great dancing. I think some of it maybe was, like, there wasn't a ton of dynamic camera work to help break up the monotony of it. But, like, a lot of the stuff was all the same because it's all, like, hip-hop dancing. Which, don't get me wrong, very impressive. But after a while, like, after 2.5 hours, I was like, okay, I'm done a little bit. So, the dancing was very well done. I just think it was overshadowed by how long the movie was and the story being so bad. My favorite part, I'm being so serious, is probably when it was over, or it's the redeeming dance, I guess. My least favorite part, the fact that they cheated and it's barely, like, shown that they, like, feel remorseful about it. I don't know. Recommend? No. Watch again? No. I also think it's probably weird that I watched the sequel and not the first one or the next one. At least the first one. So I don't know if there are any characters that continue. I believe Vishnu is in the first one, so I don't know what his storyline is in the first one at all. I also didn't look it up. I don't like. I'd be happy to look it up and talk about it later if you guys really want me to. As for anything else, not really. This was rough. I got significantly bored. This is definitely the boredest I've been during an India release, which is sad. I've really enjoyed the India releases. I know some haven't been as good. But this, I was so bored. Like, I know some of the indie releases haven't been, like, incredible films, but I've never been bored like this. And these movies are long, so, like, the fact that I've never been bored like this is really a testament. But this one, oh, man. Bored, which is a bummer. So, yeah, that's all I have. That's everything I have, so my final rating is going to be 4... I have no idea. I can't do dances, really, can I? I have nothing. I got literally nothing. I have no idea. There's nothing that's really like an object that's important in this one, so... 4 sneakers. Out of 10. Our total movie count is... Our parent death toll is... Cry count is still the same. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, I put out videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday. No, what the heck just happened? If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on all socials. You'll find out what movie I'm watching when. I put out videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday. Join Patreon. I got a tier starting at just $1. You get every video a week early. Tiers with that, you get daily trivia, monthly postcards, bonus content, all that good stuff. Buy merch. Merch is great. Merch is grand. This is one of those new colors from the new shop with the castle on the front too. Look at how good it looks back here. Come on. Look at the castle. So good. All right. I think that's it. Until next time. Comment, like, subscribe. I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so do. And don't cheat. And learn your lesson if you do. Oh, I have to change the calendar. It is not February anymore for you people. It is March for you people. Do you want to know what day it is for me? I don't think you do, actually. It's still January for me, if we're wondering.